Where do you come from? And could this influence what role time plays in your life? Think about it for a moment. Have you ever heard yourself saying, time is money, or this is a waste of time, or I need structure, one thing at a time, please? In this case, and according to cultural researchers studying time or chronamics, you may belong to a monochronic culture. Or do you dislike those people that seem rigid and can't multitask? Why do you think, take life as it comes? You may be a member of a polychronic culture then. Now, what if members of these different cultural contexts meet? Let's say you value punctuality and have an important meeting coming up, while polychronic family or friends just want you to stay a little bit longer for dinner. Maybe members of your team at work have a polychronic orientation. Do you have to accept if projects are delayed, or should you try to enforce deadlines? Listen to the following real-life story of a cross-cultural exchange and find out how to maintain both business and relationships. Also get to know what is valued in your home country. Let me know in the comment box below whether you and those around you have a rather polychronic or monochronic orientation. And in case differences exist that are significant, let me know if that affects you at all. An important note, please do not create stereotypes. Cultural research is not there to put people into boxes, but to guide you. As you meet people and have possible cultural values in mind, just ask them, what is it that is actually important to you? At the end of this case, I'll share a list of suggestions that can help you to avoid pitfalls and increase your cross-cultural skills. These shall help not only for this case, but can be applied in any context where people value time differently. Also in the description box, look for a test to assess your own time orientation. It all began with the Thai-Chinese family of 6, a dad, a mom, and 4 kids. As the kids grew up, one of their daughters, Mandy Shen, decided to study abroad in Switzerland. It was there where she fell in love with the Swiss guy, Louis Hessler. Mandy and Louis clicked, both articulate, determined, and with seemingly similar attitudes towards their life goals. Soon they got married and had 2 lovely kids. The kids should get to know their Thai-Chinese grandparents. While Mandy wanted to fly to Thailand to have the kids bond with the extended family, Louis was excited to visit his business partners in Bangkok. They thought it was a good idea and booked their flights to Thailand. What could possibly go wrong? As they arrived, Mandy's family suggested to meet for dinner or lunch the next and maybe the following day and days to come. Soon the relaxed schedule of the family made Louis feel uncomfortable, both for running late or almost late for his next meetings and for having to leave early when others were not yet finished. Sometimes Mandy would tell Louis that the family would arrive in 10 minutes, just to find them there half an hour later. Louis asked Mandy's family for the exact start and ending time of these meetings. There is no such thing as an ending time, they responded, and that it is all about the togetherness and enjoying to talk on the table rather than finishing when everyone is done with their plates. In his office, Louis and his Swiss colleague made an effort to be on time, though they were often the first, waiting for others. Some of his Thai colleagues suggested to discuss the neglected business matters over lunch, while Louis thought this should be done in a proper office. Does culture explain their behavior? Cross-cultural researcher Edward T. Hall studied how we understand and use time. Members of polychronic cultures, such as Mandy's family, he identified as being flexible, good at managing interruptions, and at performing several tasks at the same time. Members of polychronic cultures were mostly found in South America, Asia, Africa, and Arab countries. However, there are of course many people who have a monochronic orientation but live in a polychronic cultural context. Louis comes from a monochronic culture. He prefers to do one thing at a time, punctuality, careful planning, and commitment to his plans. So do many people from North America and Northern European cultures. The behavior of Mandy's family can also be referred to the collectivist and feminine Thai cultural values. Family comes first, bonding time is important, and so is relaxation. Driven by his individualistic and masculine values, Louis follows his goals, emphasizes work, is competitive, and aims to maximize performance. Though individualistic and masculine cultural values are often found in monochronic cultures, this is not always the case, but these values shall be explored in another video. Louis and Mandy finally manage by setting an approximate time by when they start and finish the eating part. If Louis has appointments afterwards, he leaves and Mandy shares with him some of the stories told over food. As Mandy's family is good at multitasking, Louis makes some effort to improve himself as well. He brings one of his very social colleagues along every once in a while to join these dinners and to talk about some business ideas to remain productive. Mandy's family is happy, as this way they can maintain and strengthen relationships. And Louis is also fine with this solution, as he can make his meetings in time. And his colleagues are satisfied as well, as Louis has learned to take perspective. Colleagues who come late or do multiple things at the same time, Louis used to see as lazy, irresponsible, not focused, and unstructured. This triggered negative feelings such as anger. He now sees that his colleagues may just structure their day differently. While they sometimes come late pleasing other people in their private lives, they are usually also more flexible and don't mind staying in the evening to finish their tasks. Family members may come to the office or call during work time. Louis is more flexible now with those interruptions, as long as work gets done. And he nurtures relationships as well, spending time with his colleagues outside of work, such as for a karaoke night. He also has become more flexible with his time, as he now makes sure he has something to do in times of possible delay, instead of just standing there waiting. If Louis, however, notices that his staff is indeed unfocused or comes to important meetings late, he talks to them politely. He is now more aware of his body language, as showing frustration, such as when raising his voice or narrowing his eyebrows, can be seen as very impolite in polychronic cultures. This also has to do with their high and his low context orientation. What this is, I will share with you in another video. Are you a global citizen who wants to dive into the mind of others, connect and collaborate? Then check out the description box for links to get access to free material, case studies, and hands-on tools. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to support this channel to get updates of new videos and psychological mind hacks.